Howard Kurtz, our Fox News media analyst and host of MediaBuzz, joins us now. Just some numbers for you, Howie, because we took both candidates. Both candidates spoke this morning, fair and balanced. We show them both. So Hillary Clinton starts relatively on time, speaks for about 20 minutes. We take that live. Donald Trump is an hour late. He ends up, his whole event lasts 30 minutes, but we actually watched that event for 90 minutes because we were waiting for him, and we didn't know he was going to put the surrogates forward, so you didn't want to not cover it. But that's Trump, and he was able to get that much more time. I mean, what do you do?
Exactly how he does it. And I was at the hotel on Pennsylvania Avenue, 5 blocks from the White House. The press pack is pretty ticked off, feeling kind of used by this, because you get the cable coverage in the run-up, as you say. You get the infomercial for the hotel. You get the military people praising Trump, which is fine. And when he finally talks about birtherism, which he had signaled he would do, and by the way, he was boxed into that because Rudy Giuliani, his own campaign manager, had said he no longer believes that Barack Obama wasn't born in the United States. He delivers that paragraph and then walks off, press feeling pretty disappointed, but from Trump's point of view, mission accomplished, except he didn't put to rest a lot of the questions.
I'm looking at some tweets from Hillary Clinton as well. So she's back talking about Donald Trump, saying what he's done is a disgrace. We'll probably read a few more of these. But I'm just curious from a journalist perspective, Howie, and for our viewers, of whether or not this topic deserves the oxygen we're giving it.
Well, you know, this is something that Donald Trump started 5 years ago, and it kind of faded in the campaign because whenever he was asked about it, he would refuse to talk about it. But he decided, I think, when he was doing his outreach to the African-American community, that he had to somehow put this issue to rest. He tried to do it through surrogates. The press wasn't having that. The Washington Post asked him about it yesterday. He said he would discuss it at the appropriate time. Then he signaled that that would be today. So I don't think it's entirely the press is bringing it up as the fact that Trump was trying to diffuse this issue that's been hurting him. Now, you know, by the way, on this question of Trump manipulating the press, I interviewed him for Sunday's MediaBuzz, and not only is he taking partial credit for the all-time credibility low ratings that the media are enduring right now, but he was working the debates in advance. He said he thinks all the moderators, all of them, will be unfair to him because of the criticism that Matt Lauer got when he hosted that Commander-in-Chief forum involving Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. So I don't believe the moderators will be unfair, but obviously this is called in sports working the refs. Right,
setting the stage for everybody. I'm curious about what you think is next, and that's something that I know you've written about this week on FoxNews.com. Some are suggesting, and there have been some pundits that were very anti-Trump that have now come around and said, oh, he actually looks like he might be able to win, which is a big turnaround from some that were so strongly against him. But where does the Hillary Clinton campaign go from here? Because we just talked to one campaign surrogate, and I asked her about this. You know, we talked about racism, bigotry, Islamophobia. Now we're talking about the birther movement. Where does the Clinton campaign go from here as far as getting something to stick to Donald Trump? And is it?
Well, this is a real dilemma for Hillary Clinton. And I always thought this race would tighten. A month ago, a lot of pundits were saying it was over and speculating about Hillary Clinton's cabinet because she's used most of her nuclear weapons. I mean, she has called this guy a bigot, unfit for the presidency, ignorant about foreign affairs, a terrible businessman. You know, she's thrown all of those rocks at him, and so there's not much more she can say or ratchet up that would sort of break through the static and get people's attention. And I think this was a risky gamble on her part to make her campaign largely about demonizing Donald Trump. He obviously has had so many harsh things to say about her as well, and she's been less successful at selling herself, at being identified with any signature issue. Is there any shorthand for how she would change the country so she can appeal to some of those white working-class voters who seem to be defecting or threatening to defect to Donald Trump? So I think at this point she can continue to hammer Trump, and obviously she will, but Hillary Clinton needs to find more of a shorthand rationale for her own candidacy if she is going to pull this out.
Interesting. You have Make America Great, which Donald Trump has continued to go on consistently, and there's a big question about Stronger Together and what that means for the Clinton campaign. Howie, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much.
Great to see you, Jenna.